Hello and welcome back to another YouTube video and another early movie review. Now I was extremely lucky to be invited to the premiere for Prey, the new Disney Plus Predator movie. I absolutely love the Predator franchise and it was such a great experience to watch this film on the big screen. Now I do want to say before I give my review and my reaction, there will be no spoilers at all. I'm not going to spoil the movie because it doesn't release until August 5th on Disney Plus or Hulu depending on where you live. And another disclaimer, this is not paid. I've not been paid by Disney, by anyone, to say this movie is good or bad, etc. I get accused of that every now and then. I went to the Jurassic World premiere and I said it was dreadful. I went to the Multiverse of Madness premiere and I didn't like it. I will always give my honest review and my honest opinions. With that being said, let's go. A little bit of backstory. Prey is a prequel movie to the original Predator. It's set in the 1700s and it follows the tale of Naru, a Native American, in her fight against the highly evolved alien species that we all know, Predator. Linking back to what I said earlier, I love the original Predator. One of my favourite action movies of all time. I've rewatched it 100 times and it sucks that every Predator movie since then has been bad. There's never been another good Predator. With that also being said, we finally have one. We finally have a good Predator movie. This one is easily top 2. And I've heard some people say it's better than the original. I'll leave that one up to you. I don't want to say that yet until I've watched the film a couple more times once it releases. But I loved this movie. The movie's runtime's only just over an hour and a half, just over 90 minutes, but I think it actually works perfect. Normally I prefer longer movies. This movie felt longer, but not in a bad way. It felt like the perfect amount of time, and that is down to the pacing. You can make a movie short, you just have to pace it properly. Everything was paced to perfection. Visually wise, the movie was absolutely stunning. Amazing filming locations, a lot of practical effects, and the cinematography was unreal. A lot of this is down to the director, Dan Trachtenberg, who once again has came into kind of a dead franchise and really just injected a stim into it, injected life back into it. He'd done the same thing with the Cloverfield franchise and now he's done it with the Predator series. I loved all of his choices and everything about the way the film was shot was just beautiful. The mood and tone for this movie was spot on. I don't want loads of comedy in my Predator movies. I want a serious, slightly darker, more moody, atmospheric tone. This was done perfectly, and one problem I have with a lot of horror films, thriller films, action films is that whenever there's a nighttime scene, you cannot see what's going on. In this movie, the nighttime scenes were ambiently lit perfectly. You can see what's going on in nighttime, which I think is a huge thing for movies. I love the atmosphere of the film, like I just said. The world building was excellent from the first shot of the movie all the way until when the end credits rolled. There was multiple times while I was watching this film where I tapped my friend who was sitting next to me and I was like, this is insane, like this is mental. We all love a callback, we all love nostalgia. There were enough callbacks, there were some great references, great quotes from the original Predator. If you're a fan of the original Predator, you will get a little kick and that kind of moment. It was fantastic to see that. We always love a little good callback. But the best thing is there wasn't too many. The film wasn't just cram in as many Easter eggs and callbacks as you can. It was its own standalone movie with a little homage to its original predecessor. The plot for this movie was very simple. And that is not a bad thing. Sometimes it is a bad thing, but not in this case. The plot was very clear from, again, the first shot of the movie all the way to the end. I knew what was going on, I knew what they were trying to do, I knew what the vibes were, and I think that is very important. This was also conveyed through very great foreshadowing. Once I rewatch this film, I'm sure I will notice more, but even in the cinema, I would notice something, say to my friend, and be like, hey, that's going to come back at the end, that's going to be full circle. It was setting things up the whole way throughout the movie, and I loved that. The action, oh boy, the action in this movie was unbelievable. I was like nearly jumping out of my seat at some points because of how hyped I was getting in the action scenes. And if you've seen the movie or when you see the movie, you will know the exact part I'm talking about. That one scene, I could not believe what was going on. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I finally got to see the Predator doing what the Predator does best, be top off the food chain, the apex. It was unreal. I would give, if I could rank these categories separately, action gets a 15 out of 10. Unbelievable action from this movie. I cannot believe it's not been released onto the big screen for everyone to see on a huge widescreen, perfect sound, because it deserves it. And another thing, this is the main thing that caught me so off guard, is this film was so so gory and violent. I was not expecting it. I was not expecting to see that much gore in a film that's getting released onto Disney+. I touched on this earlier, but I just want to go back to it. The main character of this movie, Naru, played by Amber Midthunder, was amazing. I genuinely, the whole way throughout this film, was rooting for this character, cared about her story, cared about her development. Fantastic character, conveyed perfectly by Amber Midthunder. I've never heard of her, I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to pretend I'm like some OG fan, but I am definitely going to be looking out for what she's in the future because she is a very, very talented actress. If you were to ask me, all I would say about this is that you have to check this out on August 5th. And again, I'm not being paid to say this. This is my genuine, honest opinion. You have to check this movie out. If you're a fan of the franchise, if you're a fan of the original, you have to give this movie a go. And trust me, you will not be disappointed. Come back to this video, say, thank you, Andrew. Thank you for putting me on to Prey. No worries. I do not have one bad word at all for this film. I loved it. I came out of it, I was like, wow. Genuinely blew me away. It's my second favourite film of the year, just underneath The Northman, just because I've liked Norse mythology and Vikings, but they have a similar tone, similar style, very naturist. I love movies like that. If I was to rank this movie, I'm straight up giving it 10 out of 10. The movie releases on August 5th. Like I said, come back and let me know what you think once you watch that movie. Add it to your calendar, put it on your watch list, do whatever you have to do. But trust me, you do not want to miss out on Prey. Everyone that I was with in my group when we went to see the movie at the premiere, everyone loved the film. Everyone was very surprised. It blew them away. It shocked them. They loved it. I've not heard anyone say they didn't like this movie yet. And that alone is a very clear sign to say that you have to check this out. Thank you so much for listening to me rambling on about my thoughts and reviews and gushing over how much I love The Predator. I have waited for a good Predator film for a long time, okay? So just allow me this moment to be happy, to be hyped, to be excited, and I hope you are too when you watch it. Thank you for watching my video. Leave a comment on if you're excited for the film, what you think it's going to be like. And yeah, apart from that, I've said it already, one more time, thank you for watching. I will see you all in the next review, next video, next trailer reaction, whatever it's going to be. Thank you.